She still had a fever. And then she ended up going into her upper respiratory, and there was really only one night where she said that she had a hard time, it hurt to breathe, that I got a little bit worried, and we called her doctor, who, didn't return our call until the morning. Yes. She would sort of like, go to the ER or something if you can't breathe. So right. I think one of the most important things is like you really have to stay calm and not panic, right? You have to just sort of treat what is going on in front of your face. And so she has a fever, so you kind of know what to do. You make sure she doesn't wear too much. You let the body sort of cool off. She was drinking things like, I had her drinking a timed tea mixture. So that's with fresh thyme, a little bit of citrus, very, very simple. Citrus, like lemon or orange rind, or any kind of a citrus, a little squeeze of it. And as it cools off, and half a teaspoon of manuka. And that actually really helped her in terms of her breathing when it got into her upper respiratory, because it kept her throat, and it kept her hydrated.
Hi, this is Dr. Ross Carter with the Regenerative Warrior Show. My special guest today is Serena Poon. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much. Happy to be here. I'm happy to see you safe and healthy. So
yes. Well, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that, because I'm happy to see you're safe and healthy. And today's topic is actually about that. It's what Serena has shared with me is that her sick is possibly infected with coronavirus. Possibly, it wasn't diagnosed, but she's been sick for the last 2 weeks or 1.5 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, she actually was. She's better now. Obviously, she's phasing into back to being 100%. But she was sick for like a solid two. I mean, she was super sick for about a week and a half. 2 weeks.
A week and a half.
So, a week and a half. 2 weeks solid, I would say.
So, we hear about people getting sick, and then they, their partners or friends, whoever are there, like you think of like Tom Hanks and his wife and children all got sick. But now what's interesting about this case is you didn't get sick. Isn't that correct?
Well, I mean, I'm not sick. I don't feel sick. Right. Neither of us have been tested, of course. Right. So do I have the virus, or did she have it? I mean, I couldn't say for sure, but I can tell you she had a super, super nasty something.
Right.
She had fever, she had all the things.
And where are you right now? Where do you live?
Oh, I live in Los Angeles.
Okay, so you're out in LA, which is pretty hot spot area.
Yeah, I'm in Santa Monica. We literally just got some emergency alert, the kind where your phone starts screaming at you, like everybody's does. We just, like an Amber Alert, we just got one of those that literally said to stay inside. It's like an order from the city to stay inside right now, which we have been quarantined. We haven't even taken walks. We walk around the patio.
Exactly.
Or like on the rooftop or something. Yeah.
So I would say that most people would want to know, okay, so if your sister got sick and you didn't get sick, how did you protect yourself from getting sick? I mean, that would be my first. What did you do to keep your immune system so strong?
So thank you for asking that question. It's, there's a lot of little different things that I did. And I want to let everyone know that first and foremost, before we dive into, all the little supplements and elixirs and foods that we had, I definitely want to say that at no point while she was sick did either of us ever think that something bad was going to happen.
Well, that's
at no. So I think
mindset.
that mindset is incredibly powerful,
Yes.
because it really does, like, your thoughts really affect you down to like your cellular system, right?
Yes.
You know this.
Yes.
So, at no point, and she had a fever. We even gave her Tylenol. Anyone that knows me, I'm kind of more on the holistic side of everything. So
Yes.
I don't think either of us had even, I had to go and get Tylenol. There was no Tylenol in my house,
Right.
And so she had to take that. She still had a fever. Excuse me, I'm choking on tea. She still had a fever. And then she ended up going into her upper respiratory, and there was really only one night where she said that she had a hard time, it hurt to breathe, that I got a little bit worried, and we called her doctor, who, didn't return our call until the morning.
Yes.
She would sort of like go to the ER or something if you can't breathe. So right. I think one of the most important things is like you really have to stay calm and not panic, right? You have to just sort of treat what is going on in front of your face. And so she has a fever, so you kind of know what to do. You make sure she doesn't wear too much. You let the body sort of cool off. She was drinking things like, I had her drinking a thyme tea mixture. So that's with fresh thyme, a little bit of citrus, very, very simple. Citrus, like lemon or orange rind, or any kind of a citrus, a little squeeze of it. And as it cools off, and half a teaspoon of manuka. And that actually really helped her in terms of her breathing when it got into her upper respiratory, because it kept her throat, and it kept her hydrated. So one of the biggest things that I tell everybody is hydration.
Yes.
So most of my clients are sort of dehydrated on a regular basis, and because my big thing is you need to drink about an ounce of water for every pound that you weigh. It sounds like a lot. And as long as you don't have kidney issues and you don't have issues, you're not mineral deficient.
Sure.
Important because it helps your body detox. It's so good to stay hydrated. You need it for all your cells. My favorite brand.
There you go.
My favorite. That's what we have here too.
Yeah.
So, they're talking about how important it is to stay hydrated because you don't want the pathogens to stick to your mucous membrane, right? So that's why you want to keep your nasal passages, all of that. Nice. So honey helps with that, obviously. It helps with the throat. And it just kind of keeps you from really breaking those blood cells in your chest when you're just hacking. And you know how it is when it gets in the upper respiratory. I mean, they're really coughing hard.
Right.
And she even had some blood in her spit up. So, I mean, it was pretty serious. So
that's like the condition, actually. You've just described symptoms.
But she got through, and so because I'm a nutritionist, and because I'm just a super nerd about all this stuff, there's a lot of things in my own house that I have. So I would say 3-4 weeks ago, I had already ordered cans of oxygen. So just to have that around just in case to kind of help if there is a little bit of a struggle with breathing, which can happen if you're coughing so much because you just can't take a breath. Her cough was always productive. It was never dry. But when I asked the doctor, okay, if I take her to the ER, what are they going to do for her? She was basically like, well, they'll give her oxygen. And I said, well, then I'm going to keep her here because I've got plans at this. And the last thing I want to take her right now is to the ER.
Yeah.
Fortunately for us, it was really just like kind of bad that one night, but hydration was huge. That tea was huge. And, I know that it's somewhat controversial for some people. There's pros and cons, but we do colloidal silver every single day. And I do it with a blend with, colloidal silver. And I do a very specific brand. It's called Meso Silver by Purist Colloid. So it's not an ionized one. It's a colloidal silver. And we do it like a small shot of that with raw organic apple cider vinegar, aloe, and chlorophyll. And there's a bunch of other powders that I put in it as well, just like raw organic dehydrated powders, very similar to the ingredients in my product, which is Just Add Water that you're familiar with. So it's got, spirulina and chlorella and all these really powerful superfoods that really help boost your immune system. And this is something that, we've done every day, always, especially during those Tony events, because we go long and hard. Yeah. And so I never get sick from that because this is part of my daily elixir. But it really strengthens your immune system. And she's stuck on that every single day. We give her oil of oregano twice a day. That's something that you can't do.
I've had my experiences with that. That's pretty amazing stuff.
Oh yeah, it's powerful, but you have to be smart about spacing it out and how much of it you take, because you
You
don't
might
want
get
to take too
sick.
much. Yeah.
And it
I
tastes
would feel
awful.
these are. Oh, do them in a little capsule. We have it in a little
I down it. It was so bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're brave. You're
No,
brave.
I was dying when I took it, so I didn't care whatever it was. It actually helped break my fever when I took it a long time ago. This
Yeah.
I don't have the coronavirus. This is back to 6 months, a year ago. So
Yeah. So that for sure. So oil of oregano, echinacea with goldenberry, and especially when she was having respiratory issues, I gave her nettle, which is an herb that's very good for supporting the respiratory system.
what is it
And
called?
usually nettle leaf. So you can drink it as a
Oh, nettle.
tea,
Mm-hmm.
but you can also take it as a capsule or like a phyto cap. And that's just or get it organic, obviously. So it's like it's a leaf basically.
Okay.
And it's usually taken with like quercetin, which is also it's a bioflavonoid that's found in fruits and vegetables and grains, and it's also good for supporting the respiratory system.
Is it
So that's taken together.
CoQ10? Is that what you said?
Quercetin, so it's Quercetin.
Sorry for the interruption again. To find out more about this speaker, become a speaker on our show, have Dr. Carter present at your event or podcast, learn more about coaching, consulting, tissue allografts, exosomes, supplements, legal help, or how to create $1 million business card and dominate your area, we're here to help you. Just text your name and any question to 561-962-1231. Write that down. That's 561-962-1231. Or go to our website at drrosscarter.com to learn more. On with the show.
So those are two things that I gave her, and it was we just like measured, like when she started to feel like she's going to need to cough every maybe 3 hours or so, I'd give her some more. So normally, like right now, I'm not taking that to support myself because I feel fine. But if I feel like a little bit of it, like the first maybe 3 or 4 days when she was now better, and I'm coming down from being a caretaker and into, okay, my body, I can feel that my immune system is working for me because it's been kind of intense. Plus I'm working a ton with clients all day long who need help virtually. I took oil of oregano once a day for about 3 days, and then I feel fine. Right. Turmeric, ginger, and wheatgrass shocks, if they're available to you and you can order them. We did those every day. I still do them every day. I make sure that I get fresh greens every day. And if I can't, I'll get a juice. A lot of people have been asking me about vegetables and what to eat. Frozen vegetables and frozen fruits are great. Don't knock them. They're not only pandemic quarantine foods. Like most of the times, fruits and vegetables are frozen at the height of their ripeness. Sure. So they actually carry all the vitamins and minerals that you need. Sometimes they can even be better than fresh fruits that have been sitting and ripening on the shelves, as opposed to, nature.
Right.
So yeah, right now our food delivery services and our grocery stores and our restaurants are all working so hard to make sure that we all can still get ready-made meals or fresh foods if we need them. If you can do it, I would say try and get a fresh green juice if you don't have the vegetables to do it yourself or blend it up yourself. Like as much of these natural good ingredients you can get, like natural whole foods, that would be number one. And if you can't get them natural, then get them supplementally, get them in this raw powdered form. Just add water, obviously, is something that's a part of our health and immune arsenal. And that's, the product that I created from a blend of, nearly 30 ingredients.
Now it's called, the name of it is called Just Add Water, right?
Yeah, that's the name of the product, Just Add Water. It's the name of the brand and product. And, there's 8 super
That's a horribly hard name to remember, by the way. No, I think, I love to do marketing, and man, that you nailed it with that name. That's beautiful. You can't forget it. So now everybody knows to get some Just Add Water. Because is that what you actually do as well? Just add water?
That's all you do. You just add water. I mean, you can add other things if you like. My mom likes to put it in her coffee, but all you need is to just add water.
Okay, so my new product is going to be just add coffee, and that will be.
Actually, that could do that could be explosive because
right. And that you just add that with a little bit of a stimulant of caffeine, and man, you're going to feel awesome. That's awesome.
You're like pre-workout, pre-work, pre-reading,
exactly.
Pre-everything.
Add coffee.
So we did that. I'm trying to think what else, and obviously all the things that you already know about to try and get more rest and sleep and movement and, mindfulness, having that practice of gratitude. And if nothing else, that's what this whole pandemic has kind of put us in this space of reconnecting with what a lot of us either have neglected or we put last. We kind of put self-care last sometimes. So once you kind of give your body all these basic things, your immune system really does start to work for you. And of course, like I said, I have so many different herbs, astragalus. I use mushroom extracts. So you can do that in powdered form, or I do them in a liquid in droppers. That goes in with that little drink that I told you that we do that's got the colloidal. So I just put a few drops of all these things. It really helps to support my system. But these are all great things it's almost like prevention.
Right.
And as you know, because there's certain herbs that if you really start to get sick, you kind of have to back off from because they almost overstimulate your immune system. Mm-hmm. That's why there's been this, back and forth about elderberry, so the same goes with mushrooms and astragalus and some of these other herbs. You have to know how much to take and then when to back off of it and use something that your doctor's prescribing.
Okay, so I got a question. So people probably have been taking notes like I have. That's why I keep looking away. And it gets a little challenging because you're like, you've named a lot of things. I mean, you started with some hot tea. We talked about hydration and honey and, getting some oxygen cans, colloidal silver, oregano.
All these things.
Nettle.
Nettle.
I'm sorry?
Nettle.
Nettle.
And nettle.
Sorry, I need my glasses. Nettle. And quercetin, turmeric, wheatgrass, and your product, of course, just add water. And these are all basically, the essence is fairly straightforward, is that just take care of yourself with your mentality and take, supplement.
That's number one. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
That's number one, I would say. I mean, at no point did we panic. And I think it would be really different. Even my personal health right now.
Yep.
I think
that's the most interesting thing is that you didn't get sick. So, I mean, it's one thing to talk about all these things and say they should help you. It's another thing to test it, to say, hey, I've been around someone sick and for 2 weeks and I didn't get sick. And that really shows that whatever you're doing is working. And that's really the key to
Sarah, and I want to make sure that people understand you don't need to have every single one of these supplements. I mean, I'm a nutritionist, and so I have a ton of different things and I recommend a lot of different things to clients. But even if you have, we just did an ebook and I can send you the information for that, for 25 immune boosting foods.
Oh, that's
great. It doesn't have to have all 25. But if you're eating, any one of, you're using some of this herb, you're using some of basil, or you're using some thyme, and you're having these foods, you're still helping to support your immune system. Make sure you get a few of these things. You don't have to have every single one, but a few would definitely help.